Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Typical Tennille. It was such a beautiful day. I decided to go outside and stretch and do some yoga, and I wanted to take you guys with me. So come along. First, going to start off with 2 deep breaths, breathing in, breathing out. I do recognize that my beautiful face is cut off, but really the focus of this video is just to show you guys some things that you can do around breathing, some light yoga, and stretching that can help with flexibility. So let's get into it. After those 2 deep breaths, I used to dance, so I always go straight into some dancer stretches, spreading your legs wide, really keeping a flat back and leaning from side to side, stretching those hamstrings out and really getting a real solid upward stretch. Following that, this is a move that we do in Bikram yoga. Bikram yoga is really fun. It's 90 degrees, super hot, or it actually might be a 100-degree room, 90 minutes. And this side stretch is one of the set, I believe, 27 poses that you do in Bikram yoga. It's a great side stretch, really opens up the rib cage area, really gets you ready. I transitioned then into a little bit of shoulder rolls, which you saw, and now we are getting ready to do some flat back movements. This is something that I learned in yoga. You pair this with some nice breathing in as you're coming down, exhaling as you're coming breathing in as you're coming up, exhaling as you're going down, and just really releasing the neck. You'll oftentimes see me hugging my legs in this fashion. That's just a really great stretch. In yoga, they encourage that if you can't hug your legs, it's okay to wrap your arms around. Now you see me walking down into the plank position, getting ready to come into a savasana, breathing in, coming ready to go into the downward dog sequence where you go into downward dog, breathing in, and as you come down and release your neck back, you breathe out. I'm going to do a couple of rotations of this just to get a really good feel for opening it up. Now I'm going to go into a seated pose. I'm going to cross my legs. I'm just going to take a couple of deep breaths. Just some deep breaths, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Do a couple of neck rolls in there, just relaxing, recentering myself, and re-regulating my breath. It was hot AF outside, so definitely wanted to take a chance to recenter and regain that calm. You see me laying to transition down. Another thing I would do in dance to just really stretch out the legs and really stretch the hamstring, that buttocks muscle there, the glutes, just rolling from side to side, getting a good stretch. Laying flat on the back and pulling my knee towards me to really open up my hip area. I'm going to alternate back and forth doing this for a couple of rotations before I grab the innards of my legs and incorporate in a yoga pose here to really open up my hip flexors. You oftentimes see people doing this in yoga, and you're encouraged to just really release, rock back and forth. Feels good. Now I'm going to transition up into Warrior 2. Nice pose here, opening up the chest, working on balance, getting a good stretch, reaching up towards the sun. This feels so good. This is one of my favorite poses. And just like with any lunging motion that you do, you want to keep your knee, make sure your knee doesn't go over your toes. Now I'm transitioning back into more of a dancer stretch that I used to do. This is a stretch that can help you prepare for the splits, which is something that people ask me about all the time. I haven't done the splits in 6 months, but I'm happy to get my splits back and show you guys how to do that as well. Opposites but equal is something you'll see through this whole sequence, making sure whatever you do on the left side of your body, you repeat on the right side of your body as well. Now I'm just going into a wide standing straddle, pulling myself through like they love to do in yoga. The goal is for you to make your legs as far apart as possible and eventually get your head to touch the ground. Grab the backs of your ankles and pull yourself through like you see me doing here. I want to show you guys what that looked like from the front as well. Now I'm going into dancer pose. Always takes a couple of tries for me to get into it, but I love dancer pose. It's a great way to open up the chest, stretch the full body, and it's just an awesome pose. Again, separate but equal. Everything you do on the left side, you need to go ahead and turn around and repeat on the right. Following dancer pose, you're going to see me go into, the name of this pose is escaping me in the moment, but I'll add it on. I love this one. It's one of the ones that are learned in the Bikram class, and I love it. It's such a great stretch, and it's one of those poses, just like every yoga pose. The more you do it, the better you get, and it just feels good, because I remember the first time I saw it, I could not do it. And you'll even see here, it takes me a couple of tries, but the very first class I did, I just couldn't land. First couple of classes I did, I just couldn't land it in any capacity. Now I'm going to go down to the ground and do a sequence of cat-cows where I'm inhaling and concaving my back, exhaling and poking my back out, extending my neck up, opening up my chest. This is great for breathing, regulating the breath, all the beautiful benefits that yoga gives you. It's recommended that you do these first thing in the morning. I will say that the result that I have is I could tell the effect that it has on my digestive system, because after doing 10 or 12 cat-cows and drinking a glass of water, I immediately have to go to the restroom. So I highly encourage these as a morning routine. I even shared them in my little morning routine on TikTok. So make sure you guys check that out.